Yes.
And as long as he's secure in himself to know that, yep, she makes most of the money, all I can pay is the light bill. As long as she's comfortable enough to say, I'm going to cover the mortgage and all the other stuff, you've handled the light bill, baby, you can take me to dinner every now and then. That is fine.
Yeah.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is your man, Brandon Gio, one half of Residual Impact. First things first, Tyler Perry does not speak for all black men. Secondly, to everybody who's watching this right now, men and women, if this message don't apply, let it fly. Now let's get to it. Now, I'm sure many of you have seen this video that's gone viral recently of Tyler Perry sitting down with the Keep It Positive Sweetie podcast, where he had this to say.
Listen, a lot of women, especially black women, and I might get in trouble for saying this, but I will. In our society right now, black women are making a lot more money for the most part than black men, right? There are a lot of black men who are successful, but for the most part, black women are making the money. So if you can find love, if that man works, at whatever job and is a good man, and is good to you and honors the house and honors his wife and does what he can because his gift may not be your gift.
Exactly.
That is okay. That's not somebody who's beneath you.
Yeah.
That's somebody who came to love you at your worth, right?
Yes.
And as long as he's secure in himself to know that, yep, she makes most of the money, all I can pay is the light bill. As long as she's comfortable enough to say, I'm going to cover the mortgage and all the other stuff, you've handled the light bill, baby, you can take me to dinner every now and then. That is fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But that's so hard for a lot of people to take in because that means, no, I need somebody they need to make 5 times more and I got to have, well, go on, keep your list, baby.
Yeah.
God bless you. Hope it happens. Go on, keep your list. But when you talk about just someone to love you and support you, I know people whose men can't touch what they make. But when you see them together, that love, that support, that I got you, babe, it's a beautiful thing.
Now, of course, with that, social media had a lot to say in response to what Tyler said. But before we even get to that, I want to give my personal take. First things first, there are many educated brothers in this country who can do way more than pay the light bill, ladies. Problem is that many of them get overlooked because they're not tall enough, they don't look good enough, they don't drive a certain car, whatever the case may be. It's just certain things that can be changed and certain things that can't be changed. Of course, such as height. But a lot of these brothers get overlooked because they might not be your ideal pick. Okay, I get it. You have a preference. But what I've seen over the last few years is that many women, especially average women, and I'm not just talking about looks, but average earning women, average looking women, just average women, median, in the middle, right? They typically, and of course this is not all women, but they typically do not want an average man. They do not want a man who's making the same amount of money as them, maybe a little bit more money than them, maybe a little less money than them. They don't really care too much for the average man.
I think the problem is a lot of women think providing is abundance nowadays.
No.
Providing, because for me to provide, if I'm living in the middle of America, let's not take Dallas in situation because we are in Dallas, but let's go middle of America. You can live comfortably over 50K, but a lot of women largely are unaccepting of that. A lot of women want more. Right, so you're talking about men are not satisfied with their situations, but it's obviously the women because the women are the ones dropping out at 70%. These are the women are the ones filing for divorce.
50K is not enough.
See, there we go. 50K is not enough, right? But it is enough. That's if you want a man that can protect and provide. If you want a man that can provide you abundance, that's when you start going into that group of men.
Why does that have to be abundance? I want a house. I want cars. Like, how is that abundance?
Because a man, if you know anything about finances, you know that a man can have a house with 50K. You know that. But see, women don't even have a concept of the money. Not the house you want.
Not the house I want.
Not the house you want. That's hypergamy.
A lot of women are looking for the men who make way more. They tend to shoot a little higher because, hypergamy.
Human females engage in hypergamy, and hypergamy is and this is also true cross-culturally, and it's also quite It's just as extensive in Scandinavia. Not quite. There's a bit of attenuation, but not much. Women mate across and up dominance hierarchies. Men mate across and down. Okay, and that has to be the case because obviously it has to work that way. If one goes up, the other has to go down. The socioeconomic status of a woman is determines almost zero of her attractiveness towards a man. Whereas the socioeconomic status of a man is a major determinant of his attractiveness towards a woman.
A woman never dates down, only up. That's why a millionaire can go get a Hooters chick and marry her if he finds her attractive. But some high-powered lawyer woman is never going to get some guy working at AutoZone. Never, ever.
Now, hear me when I say this. This is what's the conversation that men love unconditionally and women love conditionally, meaning that a man can see a woman and no matter what walk of life she comes from, and no matter not only what walk of life she comes from, he can be a billionaire and he'll marry a nanny.
Right. Yeah.
Because they love unconditionally. They'll look at you and love you and marry you however you are. However, it's different when it comes to a woman. A woman loves conditionally. And the reason why I say that is because y'all ain't gotta like it. It's the truth. It's the truth. And let me prove your conditions. Would you marry someone if you had the bag and they didn't have the bag, but they had what you needed emotionally?
Yeah.
I know somebody right now, one of my best friends in the world, him and his wife, that's them. They got married, have been married for 25 plus years. She has always been the bag, and he has always been that support. That's rare. I'll say 90% of you all sitting in the room, you wouldn't.
And I get it. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. You want what you want. But me personally, I think that people should focus more on what matters to them most in a relationship. Finances might not be that important to everybody. You really have to pick what works best for you in your relationship and what you want the most out of a relationship moving forward. Finances come and go. If you meet a man who's at a specific level financially, he can always elevate, especially if he has the drive, especially if he has the ambition. And I get it. I've heard some women say before that ambition is no longer enough for them because they've gone after men with ambition and turned out to be a farce. Cool. To that, I will say you got to do what's best for you again. But there are many people who are in the comment section of the Spiritual Word post that went viral. And this is what a few of them had to say. Again, some people agreed with me. Some people didn't. One young lady said, "Hate to say it, but Mr. Perry is very right. As you slowly begin to see the top of the mountain with making great money and sowing good seeds in your career, you're no longer battling for money or survival. The desire to have someone that simply treats you good, honors your work ethic, respects you, and really just is genuinely your friend. I think people have to understand the anointing on their life also. I know I will always live abundantly. So in return, my husband will benefit from this. It's the vision of the man I care about. Because the money will always come. Purpose has partners." Another woman asked, "Why are they always telling black women to settle?" Another woman asked shortly after that, "Why does he keep saying black women? Why do we have to always be the one to settle for less?" Another woman commented and said, "Lost me at only the light bill." Come on now. Another woman, "I don't like how he said black women. Why are black women always told to settle?" Now, on the other end of the spectrum, one young lady commented, "Breaking news. Being happy with a man who makes less money than you does not mean you settled for less." Another person commented, "I didn't hear anything about settling. The first points he made were about love and respect. If you find love and respect, but the money is not the same or as much as yours, don't deny yourself that true love. He didn't say the man would be broke, just that he has less than you." And a gentleman chimed in shortly after that and said, "In the 30 years that my wife and I have been married, who makes more money has changed 4 times. However, and more importantly, who we are in our love, commitment, and intentionality about our love journey has matured, grown, and remained constant. Money will never be any kind of true measure of what either of you are worth. Please don't make it one." Another young lady said, "I agree. My man does well, but I make significantly more than him. I love my man." Lastly, This woman said, but when black men have money, they don't look at us. So there's a lot to unpack here. And I will say that I can see where both sides are coming from. Me personally, as for my opinion, I don't believe Tyler was speaking about struggle love. I agree with the fact that he was saying money is not the most important thing. Lastly, what I would like to say is, fellas, again, going back to what I said in the beginning of this video, if it doesn't apply, let it fly, right? This message is not for all of the fellas out there, because I know there's a bunch of y'all who are doing your thing, who are capable enough financially to take care of you, a spouse, children, and maybe even extended members of your family. But for a lot of the brothers out there who don't have it together, who are watching this video, we have to step it up. If you don't have a skill, if you aren't working towards something greater than yourself, if you aren't working towards building, creating, if you want something greater than what it is that you have now, whether it's your living situation, whether it's your finances, your vehicle, whatever the case may be, you got to work for it. My co-host JaMichael and I talk about this all the time. Faith without works is dead. So to the many fellas who watch this channel, if you aren't where you want to be in life right now, this is me not only holding you accountable, but it's holding myself accountable as well. There are things that we got to work on if you're not where you want to be in life. Like I said, I'm working on mine. I found something that's going to help me elevate. I have a network of people who I run with, who I learn from. I'm constantly learning from them. I'm coachable. I'm teachable. You know, people pointing me in a different direction, like, hey, maybe you want to try this. You know, maybe you want to try that. They're giving me advice. I'm seeing things from other people that are actually working, and it's something that I'm working on as well. I have a mentor. That's something that's very much needed in our community because we don't have enough of them. As a whole, as a collective, I do agree with some of the comments that I've been seeing, and we really do need to step it up. The dynamic between men and women right now, especially in the black community, is not the best. But in order for things to really change, in order for things to really shift, men, it's up to us to lead, like truly lead and fix things if we want things to be fixed. I know plenty of people out there don't believe that the community can be saved. I think it's possible if we are willing to work for it. If you with me, hey, let's work it out. Let's figure something out. If not, again, this video ain't for you. So let me know your thoughts and comments down below. I would love to hear from each and every single one of you guys. Thank y'all so much for everybody who's been tapping into the video so far. Thank you to everyone who's subscribed to the channel so far. We greatly appreciate it over here at Residual Impact, and we're looking forward to the growth. We're looking forward to helping you guys in the community, especially those of y'all who are willing to take the time to listen to us. So we greatly appreciate you guys. Till next time, peace.